This first battle is against Scarmiglione, both the untransformed and the transformed version. The metal conditions are not to die against either version, and then to exploit his holy and fire weaknesses in the untransformed version, and just his holy weakness in the transformed version. I'm bringing a mage-oriented team for this one, just because I don't want to deal with his AoE slow counters in his second form. I just find being perpetually slowed incredibly irritating, so I'm not going to deal with it. It's a pretty standard mage team for me. Some summon, some fire, 2 white mages just because, and then I'm bringing Gilgamesh because most of his attacks are purely physical, single target physical. I will bring a Sentinels just in case. I don't know how much I'll need it. Man, I love Final Fantasy IV's music. I do not have exact hit point totals for these. Muketsu's failing me. Ah, thank you, Slitherpuff. Why hadn't you already followed? Muketsu's information's failing me. I'm gonna guess they have about 100,000 hit points each. First one's probably got a little bit less because he's got friends. He has 4 Skullnuts with him. Which is also why I have a bunch of AoEs. And a little fast. Also, I need to change my settings so that it's party order, not ATB order. I'll fix that in a second, Credelis, once I get done with these bosses. I have it changed, I just forgot to save it. Dreadful Fight or Battle with the 4 Fiends is just one of my favorite Final Fantasy tracks, period. I also really like this boss rush just because it's one of the 2 boss rushes which are basically straight out of the game. This is exactly what happens in Final Fantasy IV if you don't go back and save in between fights. You're allowed to do that, but you don't know it's coming if you haven't played the game before or aren't being spoiled. So you end up doing this battle back to back, which is kind of cool. Oh, thanks for the follow, Recommencer. Also, I'm happy that my Twitch alerts and chat appear to be working this time. I was wrestling with them for a while this morning. This morning being earlier tonight, not this actual morning. Thank you for the follow, Birdball. Alright, here's the transformed version. I'm not going to be using fire on him, and I'm not going to be using direct physical attacks, so the only things he can do, basically, are his normal attacks. Most of his troublesome abilities are counterattacks. He counterattacks fire magic with Cursed Elegy, which just does a bunch of statuses. And then he counterattacks physical attacks with Sloga. AoE Sloga. And yeah, he's got a bit more hit points than the earlier version, but that's just because the earlier version had ads and they usually spread out the hit points some. I don't expect this will be a much more difficult battle than the first one was. Unless I accidentally hit a fire attack on him. Then it'll be annoying. Yeah, Slitherfoot, he does actually have a back leg back there. It's moving exactly in sync with his arms because they're a little lazy on the sprites. Thanks for the follow, Viral Cut. Looks like my recent followers ticker isn't updating properly. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, see, there's his Sloga, but the fight's close enough to over, and I don't need to worry about it. Honestly, I didn't need to worry about it before. It's just annoying. This should finish him off. Yep, and here we go. This fight, this boss rush is extremely easy. Thanks for following us, as long as you don't just feed right into his counters, he can't do anything to you. And from this we get, let's see, some 4-star orbs, 5-star black orbs, those are always nice. This is the new darkness ability, Dark Raid, which does single target dark damage and then buffs the user's attack by 30% and lowers their defense by 30%. That buff stacks with everything in the game. And then this is one of the twins. I can never tell them apart. One of the twins, Memory Crystal 2.